Welcome to the Work Experience orientation video for Work Experience A, B, and C. We are your instructors. I'm Holly Eubank.
And I'm Jamie Sublette.
And we offer 3 distinct work experience courses for students who are working in a paid position or a volunteer or internship position. I'd first like to highlight that we have 3 different classes. You will have either be enrolled in the General Work Experience A Career Planning course, which I am the instructor for. Jamie is the instructor for the Work Experience Career Advancement Skills, and you'll have that blue syllabus. And the yellow syllabus is the Work Experience Workplace Skills, and that's C. So please make sure that you have the correct syllabus in front of you. Those can be picked up at the Career Center, which is located in the Student Services Building in room 282 on the 2nd floor.
So first, you're required to watch this orientation video to learn about course requirements and assignment deadlines. At the end of this video, you'll click on the work experience course you are registered for to learn more about your specific course assignments. The goals of the work experience class are to earn course credit for the hours you complete at your job or your internship site, to evaluate your strengths and areas of growth as an employee, and to become more marketable as an employee and grow professionally for future employment opportunities.
And a couple things to know about this course. There are 2 different ways to take the course. There's the full semester sections, which begin at the beginning of the semester and go through the end of the semester. If you are enrolled in a short course class, that's a class that starts halfway through the semester and goes through the end of the semester. And what I would like to say at this point is if it's the beginning of the semester and you're enrolled in a short course section, you may want to consider dropping that section and enrolling in a full semester section to get credit for, to take the class over the whole semester, and also to be eligible for financial aid as a full-time enrolled student. The financial aid will kick in at the beginning of the semester if you're enrolled in a full semester course. Short course, that may delay some of your financial aid. The other thing I'd like to mention is, if you notice on the front of your syllabus that you have in front of you, there's a distinction of the different classes, the full semester and the short course classes, and how the hours versus the units work. If you are enrolled in a full or short course class, your hours are accrued over the entire semester. So the first day of class to the last day of finals. But just to let you know that if you are enrolled in a 3-unit class, for example, you would be required to complete 225 hours over the semester. And what that might look like is that you are working 15 hours a week or more. You'll have enough hours to be eligible for the 3-unit section. If you are volunteering, you will have a lesser number of hours required, which would be 180 hours for the 3 units. One important point I want to make is, if you feel like you would be short on your hours by the end of the semester, some students decide that they would like to have 2 different locations, either 2 paid positions or a paid position and a volunteer position that they're getting their hours from, which is fine. You can work up to 2 different locations. However, if you do that, you will want to have 2 different syllabus packets for each job that you have, because you will have 2 distinct supervisors, and you'll have some different paperwork that you'll have to complete for both of those locations. If you have any questions at all, please contact Jamie and I, and we would be happy to help answer more questions relating to that. 2 more things to note. This class is a pass, no pass class. You will get credit for it if you reach all of the requirements and turn in assignments and meet your hours, the minimum hours required. Also, if it's a CSU transferable course. And lastly, what I wanted to note was that once you complete your minimum number of hours required, you can at that point in the semester turn in all the assignments and complete the course. So in essence, you can finish the class early if you like.
Great. So now we're going to spend the next few minutes going through the syllabus page by page. So we're going to start with pages 1 and 2. So in the front of the syllabus, you'll notice in the upper right hand corner we have our contact information. So it has our office location, the phone number, our website, as well as our email addresses for both instructors. Please note that email is the best way to get in touch with us. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email us. And also make sure that you're checking your pipeline email weekly, because that is the way that we notify students of upcoming deadlines. Moving on, you'll notice in the middle section here, there is an outlined area that says how many hours you need to be completing for each course. And also there's this how to get started section. So please take a few moments to read the how to get started section before we move on. Moving on to page 2, we do have the course information listed here. So as Holly was mentioning earlier, the amount of units you'll earn for your course depends on how many hours of volunteered or paid work you complete this semester. You can earn up to 6 units of general work experience units while you're a student here at Santa Barbara City College, no more than 3 units at any given semester, and you can take each class A, B, and C a total of 1 time.
That's great. In your syllabus packet, you'll notice that page 3 is called the course assignment checklist. And this is probably one of the more important pages that you're going to refer to through the semester. It is a checklist, so we would like if you would check off the assignments as you turn them in so you keep track of where you are in the class and your progress. This is a brief explanation of each assignment, so if you forget how that assignment works, please read it. The other thing is this checklist will be due with your final paperwork, so we can see that you've completed every assignment. You'll notice that depending on which class you're enrolled in, that one of the middle assignments will be sort of tailored to your specific class. And after this video, we will do a quick highlight of each of the 3 classes and what that specific assignment will be. Let's see, let's turn to the next page in your packet, which is the orange sheet, the student profile sheet. And that is by far the most important page in the packet. This is how you get started in the class. So what we would encourage you to do is to make sure your name and K number and your specific section number that you're enrolled in is noted. And then you will make sure to complete your personal contact information, your phone number, your email address, really important so that we have a way to communicate with you directly. And then also your supervisor's information. If you don't know your supervisor's email, at least have a phone number that we can reach them, because we will need to follow up with them to verify employment. On the back side of the student profile sheet, which is due immediately to your instructor, is the orientation video quiz. So after watching this orientation video, you're going to just take a minute and quickly complete this quiz so that we know that you watched this video and that you get credit for it. I think all that to say is, again, after watching this video, make sure you turn this into us in the Career Center to either Jamie or myself.
Okay. And moving on, we're going to review the employer orientation sheet. So this is basically a letter that has been created for your employer to give them an idea of why you're enrolled in work experience and what is expected of them. So we ask that your employer read this sheet and then sign it at the bottom. And we need the supervisor to sign it, and the supervisor is somebody from your place of employment or internship or volunteer space that is working with you on a weekly basis. So somebody that sees your work ethic, who works with you regularly, and that would be one person that signs throughout the entire semester. So for a lot of students it's the direct supervisor, but for some students it may be a colleague, a coworker, or the business owner. So we do ask that you have your supervisor sign this and you turn this into us midterm.
That's right. And for the learning objective plan on page 7 and 8, you will want to look at page 7 first for tips on how to write your learning objective plan. And let's take a look. You'll notice that there are some examples of learning objectives toward the bottom of page 7. But let's take a look at page 8, which is on the back side of that. So what a learning objective plan is basically there are 3 measurable goals that you will come up with, either with your supervisor or on your own first, and then have your supervisor give you feedback and sign off on that. This will be due toward the midpoint of the semester, and we will email you when those due dates become available. But really the whole point of work experience is for professional growth. You want to evaluate how you are as an employee. We also want you to evaluate how you can grow and take initiative at your work site to either be promoted or have job stability, and also for your future professional growth. So you can come up with 3 measurable goals. It could either be something relating to maybe you want to know more about a product, or products that you'd like to sell at your job site, at your work, things that you should know more about and better be able to relate to a customer. The other thing is you might choose a personal goal, something like showing up to work on time or being punctual. We all have areas of improvement, and so think about ways that you can grow and ways that are measurable, that you can change things that you're already doing or not doing well enough. And I'll let you explain.
Sure, and just for a recap of the assignments due at this point. Sorry, I'm going to go back to page 3. So we're going back to the course assignment checklist. So at this point, you have viewed the orientation video, completed the student profile and orientation quiz, the employer orientation sheet, and also the learning objectives. So these are the assignments that are due by midterm. And again, you'll be receiving emails from Holly and I letting you know those due dates. So next, I wanted to go over the student time report. So that's the green sheet located in your packet. And this is something that you're going to be referring to likely on a weekly basis. So this is what you'll turn into us that notifies us of how many hours you've completed throughout the semester. So regardless of whether you're doing the full course or the short course, you can begin documenting your hours beginning week 1. So for example, for week 1 of the semester, if you worked on Monday and Thursday for 4 hours, you'd put 4 hours at Monday, 4 hours at Thursday, and then tally it up for 8 hours at the end of the week. So you will be the one that's documenting these hours. This is not something that your supervisor will do. And this is in lieu of a timesheet or pay stub. We do not need any timesheets or pay stubs. You will just be documenting your hours here. And then at the end of the semester, you will tally up the total amount of hours and put the total amount here in this box. And this needs to meet the minimum requirement based on how many units you're enrolled. And one thing to know is that once you've completed your hours, you're welcome to turn this and the other assignments into us. You do not have to wait until the end of the semester. It's once you've completed the minimum amount of hours required for your course. And lastly, you will have your supervisor sign it, you will sign it, and then you'll turn this into us.
Great. Let's see, page 11 is the supervisor rating sheet. And that is an opportunity for you to use as a professional growth tool. What that means is that you would be able to look at the criteria that is listed here to see how you're doing in these areas. These are areas that your supervisor is going to give you feedback on toward the end of the semester. So what we encourage you to do is take a minute to look through the different criteria, things like attitude, attendance, punctuality, cooperation, responsibility, performance, and just a few initiative and goals. These are things that you can be kind of self-evaluating. How am I doing in these areas, and what can I do to improve? So use this as a tool to talk with your employer and find out what you're doing well in and areas that you might be able to grow in. This will be signed and dated by your supervisor and will be due at the end of the semester. And finally, your final report is the last assignment in your packet. And that will be due at the end of the semester, and that is just a quick summary of how you did with your 3 learning objectives, the yellow sheet that we went over earlier. And that is 3 measurable goals that you were able to hopefully meet. If you did not meet them, do a quick explanation of what you can do differently as you move forward in your employment. So this will be also signed and dated by your supervisor.
And lastly, I just wanted to go over the course assignments one more time. So we went over the first 4 that are due at the beginning of the semester. But you'll also notice that the student time report, the supervisor rating sheet, the final report, as well as that assignment that's specific for your course, whether you're an A, B, or C. Those last 4 things are due by the end of this semester. So once you've completed your hours, you will turn that in to us. And again, just one more reminder to please check your pipeline email weekly. We will continue to update you throughout the course.
And just to wrap up the video, thank you for watching the orientation video today. One last reminder is to watch the video that's following this, that it pertains to your specific class. In that video, we'll just do a quick highlight of the assignment that pertains to the class that you enrolled in. And with that, we thank you for watching.
Thank you.